Hello spectators, welcome to today's class. I'm your visual tutor, Sapo. Please, as you watch this video, I would love you to subscribe, like and comment on the comment section on any question you want to ask, and I will gladly respond to you as soon as I see your messages. So let's dive into today's class. Today's class is going to be on periodic table. Now, I used to tell my student this that you can never be good with chemistry if you're not good with a periodic table. So, a periodic table is the basic of chemistry. So, if you're interested in mastering chemistry at a very, very good rate, then you need to follow this channel. You need to follow my classes on chemistry, which will help you in both your JAMB, WAEC, and your tertiary institutional exams where you pass with higher grades than you've ever experienced. So let's continue. Now, in the periodic table is filled with elements, but I'm more concerned with the first 30 elements. But I will not start with the first 30 elements. I will start with the first 20. Gradually, we dive into the remaining 10, which are the transition metals. So today, looking at this particular element, as we have the number one is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, neon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and calcium. So these are the 20 elements that we have in the periodic table. So therefore, now I want to tell you a story. Now the story is this. There live a community of people. We have those that are poor, we have those that are in the middle class, and we have those that are rich. The rich are known as givers, while the poor are known as the receivers. Then we have the middle class that they neither give nor take, they prefer to share. Okay, so I want you to understand this concept, it will really help you. And then we have those that they are just non-reacting. Okay, those ones we'll talk about them later, but this particular three set of elements are the ones that are the most interesting ones that you need to know: the givers, the receivers, and the sharers. Remember, the givers are the rich people in the community. They give, but even if they are rich, despite the fact that they are rich, that doesn't mean they give at the same rate. We have givers that give more than others, and we have receivers that receive more than others. Okay, so now let's look at the periodic table and let's discover which of these elements are referred to as givers. I put this G stands for givers, the S stands for sharers, and the R stands for receivers. Okay, so the givers, we have hydrogen as the first giver. How many electrons is hydrogen having? Hydrogen is having only but one electron in its outermost shell. Okay, it has only one electron. Okay, so it means it can only give one electron. That's why I say give one. Okay, then we have the neutral. These ones, they don't give, they don't share, they don't receive. Okay, they are what? They are octets. They are octets. Okay, and helium has two in its what? Outermost shell. Okay, two electrons in outermost shell. Then let's go to lithium. Now lithium is a giver that have only one electron in its outermost shell. Okay, so he can only give one. And then beryllium is also another giver, okay, that has two electrons in its outermost shell, so he can give two. So boron is also another giver, okay, that has three electrons in its outermost shell and therefore can give the three. Now, why is boron giving out three electrons? Is because to fill up this first this outer one, they will need 8 electrons, and they need 8 electrons to fill up here. So you see, 3 is not even up to half of 8, and so therefore he can decide to give it out and be more stable. So the next one is what? Carbon. So carbon will not give. Okay, carbon will not give, and he will prefer the share. Why? Because you see, it's halfway of 8. 4 is half of 8. So that's why carbon will not give. He will prefer that what you share. He shares. Okay, and that's why we say carbon is a good covalent bonder. Okay, bonding element. Okay, then let's go to nitrogen. Nitrogen will never give, rather he will prefer to receive. You see, this is nitrogen electrons in the atom shell. So you see, he needs only 3. Okay, he needs only 3. That's how we say he's a receiver that needs 3. Okay, so oxygen, how many will oxygen need? Oxygen will need 2. Oxygen will need 2. Look at oxygen. This oxygen, he will need what? 2 to fill up this outer one, and that's why we say he will receive 2. So the same thing with what? Fluorine. Fluorine will require only 1 to fill up his outermost shell. Fluorine will require only 1 to fill up his outermost shell, and so therefore we say he receives 1 to become what? Octet. This one will receive 2 to become octet. This one will receive 3 to become octet. Their target, their essence of receiving is to be more stable in this, to a more stable form. And this is a more stable form. This is a more stable form. This is also another more stable form, which is argon. Okay, so the same thing happened to what? That of the nitrogen. So this is nitrogen. If you look at nitrogen, has what? Nitrogen has 1 outer electron. So you see the inner one is already filled up. That is for this role. Then they started another one. Okay, so he has only 1 electron in his valence shell. Okay, this is what we call the valence shell. The shell that is outside is referred to as the valence shell. Okay, so he has only 1, and can means he can only give 1. He's a giver. Okay, because he needs 8 to fill up here, and he only have 1, so he has to give. So that's why sodium becomes a giver. Same thing with magnesium. Magnesium will have 2, so magnesium can give 2, can give this, can give this. Okay, so he has 2 oxidation states. He can give 2 electrons, right? So the same thing with aluminium. Aluminium can what? Also give 3, because it's not even up to half of the 8, half of the number of electrons required to fill this shell, which is 8. Okay, and then silicon is referred to as sharer. Look at it, just like that of carbon, he has gotten to half, so he will prefer not to give. Okay, and then the same thing with what? With phosphorus. Phosphorus has this, and so phosphorus requires 3 to fill up his outermost shell, and that's why I put him as a receiver of 3 electrons. And the same thing we go to sulfur. Sulfur needs 2, and the same thing with chlorine. Chlorine needs 1, and argon is filled up. So this is how it goes. The same thing with what? Potassium. Potassium will have another extra shell which has 1, and that's why we say giver 1. And then calcium will have 2. That means we say it's a giver 2. And that is just the concept behind it. Okay, so now let me give you an overview of this. For example, when you have hydrogen plus chlorine will give you hydrogen chloride. What happened here is simple. How many can hydrogen give? Hydrogen can only give 1, so plus 1. How many chlorine, is it a giver or a receiver? Chlorine is a receiver. How many can he receive? He can receive 1. That means minus 1. So you see, a receiver carries a negative charge. He is collecting. So when you collect electron, because electrons are negatively charged, when you collect electron, you become negatively charged. Okay, so this guy, when he release his electron, he become positively charged. If you watch my video on when I talk about atoms, you understand better. Okay, when we talk about release of electrons and accepting of what? Electrons. So hydrogen releases electron and become positively charged. Chlorine receive the electron and become positively charged. So see, chlorine can receive 1, hydrogen can give 1, and so therefore they are now what? They are now balanced. They are more in a more stable form. Okay, they are now in a more stable form, and as what? Hydrogen chloride. They are now in a more stable form as what? Hydrogen chloride. So this is actually what happens in that scenario. Okay, so this is what happened in this scenario. Another scenario, you could be given like sodium hydroxide. Now you see sodium hydroxide. Now how many can sodium give at most? Sodium can give what? One at most. How many is hydrogen giving at most? One. How many is oxygen receiving at most? Is what? Is you can receive what? You can receive two. So if you look at it, 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So minus 2 plus 2 is equals to what? Is equals to 0. So when you sum up everything is equals to 0, it means they are in a stable form. It means this compound is what? Correct. It's more in a stable form. Okay, so it's just like this one. If you add minus plus 1 minus 1, you're going to have what? Equals to 0. So that's why we say it's stable. So the same thing here, if you have plus 1 equals to 2 minus 2 is going to 0. So it means this is a stable compound. So this is just a typical example or an overview of the periodic table. You should understand how chemical bond is formed. I will create more videos on the chemical bond. I will explain it bit by bit so that you can be able to understand how these chemicals interact with each other, how they're able to transfer electrons within themselves to form compounds, to form molecules in the video I'll be making subsequently. Thank you for being with Support your visual tutor. See you in the next video. Bye bye for now.